Alright, you get the gist. Everything on screen is what the story contains. Please, if you are not fine with these things, well, anyone should not be fine with these. Please, don't listen to these, or just, I don't know, watch my other shit. It's fun. It's entertaining, hopefully. Well, hope you guys enjoy, and let's go.
The taste of freedom. In the Infinity Fortress, Yin tiredly rubbed her face as she sat up in her bed. As her eyes cleared, she quickly noticed the figure standing too far away from her. The figure was stiff, towering over her in bed. The haired demon tensed. Yin was unsure how long the demon had been standing there, but she had a feeling it wasn't any short moment of time. With hairs pricking up from her skin, she opened her hands, preparing herself as her palms heated up. The demon seemed to notice her weariness. Before she could release any fire, he took a few steps forward and granted the woman personal space. Cooling down but still on guard, Yin continued to observe the man in front of her. Taking in each detail, she noticed that the demon's marked gray skin seemed oddly familiar. However, Yin could not recall where she had seen him. After a moment of silence, the Phoenix Pillar spoke, voice still raspy from her sleep. She asked, "Who are you?" The marked demon respond was slow, with the gears of his head manufacturing long seconds passed before he even replied. "My name is Akaza." The inch of her brain bothered the Phoenix demon. It was like she could feel her past memories trying to fight into the front of her mind, but nothing were able to succeed. Instead, she found his familiarity was too vexing and felt unsettling. "Akaza, have we met before?" "No." Yin stared at his observing eyes with suspicion. Despite this being her first time seeing him, Yin felt irritated by his presence. Pressing a hand on her forehead, she dismissed him. "Leave." He stiffed at her order, suddenly feeling nervous. The marked demon began to stutter. I cannot do that." "I thought you must listen to my words. Are you disobeying me?" Akaza knelt down, bowing his head. "Of course not. I'll do anything you ask of me, but I cannot leave you alone." Yin could tell that he was troubled by her demands. She stared at him as she contemplated. Sighing, the woman flopped on the bed. "Fine, if you won't leave, then take me outside." "I can't." Again, with the "I can't." "Is that all you can say? Give me a response. Why can't I go outside?" "It's too dangerous." "You'll be there, though. I've been inside for so long. I'm so mad with boredom. You don't want me to suffer, do you?" Akaza went silent. Her magnificent gaze pulled at his heartstrings, making it difficult to speak. I can't," Yin sighed, with a look of despair. The upper moon felt his heart wrench when she aimed that look at him. "Bring Doma here. At least he'll be able to keep me entertained." Akaza's eyes widened. She would rather have him accompany her? His eyebrows furrowed and his stomach twisted. He couldn't imagine Yin laughing and having fun with Doma. It seemed it should be him that's by her side, not that pervert. "I'll bring you outside, only if you promise to stay near me." Yin's red and colored eyes widened with excitement. "Yes!" Overwhelmed with joy, the hair-colored demon jumped and wrapped her arms around Akaza in a tight hug. Feeling her skin against his own, Yakaza's dead heart bumped faster than ever. He was so ecstatic that it almost completely overcame all the anxiety that came with taking her out of the Infinity Fortress. "It can't be that bad, right?" he thought. Tanjiro gripped the clothes in his hands with frustration. The familiar cloth belonged to the former Phoenix Pillar. After the almost 2 months of her absence, the scent had almost completely faded. There was only one lead to the missing Phoenix Pillar. Following Yin's distant scent led to him to his current location, a large pile of absinthe set in front of the Demon Slayer. The house that her scent was caught last had completely destroyed, with no other traces left of the Phoenix Pillar. A dead end. Sensing his distress, the box on his back shook. He patted the wood with a sigh. Don't worry, Nezuko. We'll find her. With clear determination on his face, the Demon Slayer turned his head away from the scene, ready to continue his journey to find the Phoenix Pillar. As he took his first steps, the door to the box on his back flew open, causing him to stumble. Glancing back, he saw a blur dive into the rubble. Nezuko, dragging through the large pile of wood, as if it was loose dirt. Nezuko finally reached the bottom. As she climbed out, a familiar scent caught Tanjiro's attention. Inside of Nezuko's small hand was a worn leather journal. The sun had gone down. Lanterns and torches were lit, shining upon the streets. A boar-headed demon slayer shoved through the crowded city on his way towards the next mission. When a voice that he couldn't forget, even if he tried, ran through the air. Akaza, look at this hairpin. Inosuke's head snapped towards the direction of the voice. Green eyes landed on a familiar woman. For the first time in months, energy rushed through the boar-headed demon slayer. Without thinking, he sprinted through the crowd straight towards the familiar figure. Yin instantly jumped out of the way when something came barreling towards her. The hair-colored demon glared at the odd human with the boar on his head before retreating into the distance. Despite being warned by Akaza several times to avoid demon slayers, Yin couldn't help but cautiously let that run over her. Was I one of them? Wasn't I? Yin paused in place, wanting to speak to the demon slayer when Akaza quickly grabbed her wrist, pulling her away. The Upper Moon tried his best to avoid attracting any more attention. Where are you taking her? Come back here. Dust sprung from the ground at the demon slayer's feet, repeatedly met the ground. Akaza glared back at the reckless demon slayer. His grip on Yin grew tighter. Intimidated by his hold, Yin's hand released a purple flame. The flame disappeared as quickly as it came, yet Akaza's hand was already beginning to ash. The marked demon's eyes widened in both pain and surprise as he watched the Phoenix demon stop running. As Inosuke caught up to her, his eyebrows furrowed underneath his mask. When Akaza and her were together, he wasn't able to sense it, but once she stood alone, her demonic presence was hard to miss. Choosing to ignore it, he quickly reached towards her. The woman swiftly evaded his hold, but did not retreat. Yin, I've come to rescue you from the clutches of those disgusting demons. The woman nearly scoffed at his boldness. She could tell from his tone of familiarity that this demon slayer was someone from her past. Disgusting demons? You seem to forget that I am one. She waited for him to become emotional or attack, but was impressed by his lack of surprise. Instead, she could sense trumpfully coming towards the boar-headed demon slayer. With great empathy, he shouted, "Not for long. The smiley pillar is almost done with the cure." Yin's ears perked up, but before the demon slayer could finish his sentence, he was thrown back. The hair-colored demon was unable to see what happened next to as her version was blur. Suddenly, she was back in the Infinity Fortress. In front of her eyes stood a black-haired woman with bright red eyes filled with rage, despite the wrath-filled eyes being focused on Akaza, who was kept down not too far from Yin. Felt a shiver run down her spine. The silence was quickly filled by Akaza's loud grunts of pain as the Demon King wasted no time in punishing the marked demon. Yin watched as the gray demon was mutilated right before her eyes. Akaza didn't know what he was expecting Yin's reaction to be. Guilt? Horror? What he didn't expect was her face to be completely blank as his body was torn apart. She didn't beg Muzan to spare him. She didn't defend him, even though she had been the one to order him to take her outside. There was neither pleasure nor pain on her face upon witnessing this gruesome scene. However, there was a small glint in her eyes, a small speck of emotion that, if you studied hard enough, could be realized as satisfaction. Yakuza was mistaken. Maybe it was insane pain overwhelming each and every one of his nerves running throughout his body, but when his eyesight started to go blurry, the world began to darken. The upper moon could have sworn there was a small smirk resting on the woman's perfect face. At Taisho Arasika, Genya has a small painted portrait of Yin that he carries around for motivation. Where he got it, no one knows.